This is Colin Liddell, and this is the Shortpod, a brief and succinct podcast commenting on a wide variety of topics. And today it is the 11th of February, 2023. Today's topic will be Joe Biden and the State of the Union address. Now, what struck me about that was, first of all, how wrong a lot of the right-wing critique of Joe Biden is. According to the right wing, Joe Biden's this pathetic old senile man who wets his pants all the time and can't string 2 or 3 sentences together. Of course, during the State of the Union speech, he put on a reasonably energetic and coherent performance, speaking for, I think, over an hour about a wide variety of topics. Obviously, he's probably reading a teleprompter, but, I think he put a bit of emotion and emphasis into his words, and also he successfully delivered quite a strong message. Now, I use the term message because message is one thing, substance is another. But the message of Joe Biden's State of the Union address was quite clear. He was sending out Trump-like signals. He was being America first. He was basically, as they say in the UK, parking his tanks on Donald Trump's lawn. Now, this is obviously done for a reason, and I think Joe Biden, whatever you want to say to his detriment, you probably have to admit that he is pretty much a political animal. He's been around for a long time. He's been part of various administrations. He's played quite a long and a deep political game, so I think he knows his way around the political arena, or at least his handlers do. And this speech was clearly aimed at spiking Donald Trump's guns, okay? What the Democrats are probably most afraid of in the 2024 election is somebody coming along, either Trump or someone else, who does a rehash of 2016. In 2016, the reason Trump was able to win, despite very obvious flaws and weaknesses, was because he appealed to blue-collar Democrat voters in certain so-called Rust Belt northern states. And this sort of Joe Biden version of America First is designed to appeal to those people and to take that piece out of the game. Now, if the Republican Party can unite their base with the Rust Belt blue-collar Democrat vote, they've got an easy path to success. So the Democrats, as a matter of course, they have to try to close off that path. And that's essentially what this Joe Biden speech was all about doing. Possibly it was also supposed to have an impact on the jockeying for position that is now going on in the Republican Party. They want to ensure that the Republican Party is kind of pushed away from that kind of electoral sweet spot. And so by occupying that space themselves with this anti-China, let's make it in America kind of speech, then they can push the Republican Party into a less fertile zone, say back to some of its more off-putting constituencies. The ideal situation for the Democratic Party is if the Republican Party ends up over-focusing on culture wars issues like abortion, drag queen story hour, gun ownership, blah, 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 all those kind of things, and doesn't focus on economic issues. You see, the main weakness of the GOP is that they don't really like to focus on economic populism. And so they have a tendency towards these culture war issues. And the Democratic Party is sort of trying to give them a push in that direction to get them away from economic populism so that when the election comes, the Democratic Party can try to run on economic populism to boost its vote. So I think this is a very clever strategy, whoever is behind it, whether it's Joe Biden or some people in his back room. Also, I think the GOP are kind of quite likely to fall for this trap. They're quite likely to back off economic populism, and they're quite likely to kind of lunge into some of these culture war issues and to foreground some of the more unpleasant and less palatable elements of their party. And I don't really see any signs that they have the capacity to avoid this trap. So on the basis of this, I'm probably quite happy to call the 2024 election in favour of the Democrats.